Imagine standing in the center of one of the greatest cities of the ancient world. Thousands of people fill the streets. The air carries the scent of burning incense. Deep drums echo through the city, and towering above everything is a massive stone pyramid. At the top of that pyramid, priests prepare for a ritual they believe will decide the fate of the universe itself. This is the capital of the Aztec world, and according to Aztec belief, the rising of the sun depends on what happens here today. Because for the Aztecs, keeping the universe alive came at a terrifying cost. The cost was human sacrifice. During the 15th century, the Aztecs built one of the most powerful civilizations in the Americas. Their capital city, Tenochtitlan, was built on an island in the middle of a vast lake in central Mexico. The city was connected by large causeways and filled with canals, markets, temples, and massive stone structures. At its height, Tenochtitlan was one of the largest cities in the world, possibly home to more than 200,000 people. The Aztec Empire controlled vast territories and collected tribute from many surrounding regions. But what made their civilization especially unique and controversial was their complex religious system. At the heart of that system was a belief that the universe required constant sacrifice in order to survive. One of the most famous events in Aztec history took place in the year 1487. The empire had just completed the expansion of its most sacred temple in the capital city. To celebrate and reconsecrate this enormous temple, the Aztec rulers organized a massive religious ceremony that would last for days and 4 nights. War captives from across the empire were brought to the city. These prisoners were not simply enemies defeated in battle. In Aztec belief, they were sacred offerings meant for the gods. Spanish chroniclers who later described the event claimed that tens of thousands of people were sacrificed during the ceremony. Modern historians believe these numbers were likely exaggerated, but there is little doubt that the event involved a very large number of ritual sacrifices. Even today, it remains one of the most dramatic religious ceremonies recorded in the ancient world. The ritual usually took place at the top of a massive pyramid temple. Priests burned copal incense, while drums thundered across the city and shell trumpets echoed through the air. The victims were led slowly up the steep staircase of the pyramid. At the summit stood a stone altar. Several priests would hold the person down, while another priest used a razor-sharp obsidian blade to open the chest. The heart was then removed and lifted toward the sun. For the Aztecs, the human heart represented the essence of life and divine energy. By offering the heart to the gods, they believed they were feeding the cosmic forces that kept the universe alive. To truly understand these rituals, we must understand how the Aztecs saw the universe. According to Aztec mythology, the world had already been created and destroyed several times. The current age was believed to be the era of the 5th sun. In their stories, the gods themselves had sacrificed their own lives to create the sun and humanity. Because of this, humans carried a sacred debt. By offering blood and hearts to the gods, people believed they were repaying that debt and helping the universe continue to function. Without these offerings, the Aztecs feared terrible consequences. They believed the sun might stop rising, rain might stop falling, crops could fail, and the world could once again fall into darkness. For them, sacrifice was not cruelty, it was a sacred responsibility. Not all sacrifices followed the same ceremony. Different gods required different rituals. In some festivals, a chosen individual lived for weeks or even months as the representative of a specific god. This person wore elaborate clothing, took part in ceremonies, and was treated with honor by the community. On the final day of the ritual, the individual would be sacrificed as part of the ceremony. Other rituals included archery sacrifices, where a victim was tied to a wooden frame while warriors shot arrows toward the heart. Torches carried the new fire back to cities and temples across the empire. Many of the people sacrificed in these ceremonies were captured during battles known as the Flower Wars. Unlike normal wars fought for territory or conquest, these battles had a different goal. Their purpose was to capture enemies alive. Warriors tried to wound and capture their opponents rather than kill them. Capturing prisoners was considered one of the greatest achievements for an Aztec warrior. Those prisoners would later be used in religious ceremonies as offerings to the gods. Human sacrifice was only one part of Aztec religious life. Animals such as jaguars, eagles, deer, and snakes were also offered to the gods. Priests and nobles also practiced bloodletting rituals. Using thorns or sharp bones, they would draw small amounts of their own blood as a personal offering. These acts were believed to nourish the gods and help maintain balance in the universe. From a modern perspective, these rituals can seem shocking and difficult to understand, but for the people of the Aztec Empire, sacrifice represented faith, duty, and survival. They believed the universe itself depended on these offerings. As long as the sacred agreement between humans and the gods was honored, the sun would continue to rise, the rains would continue to fall, and the world would survive for another day. In their eyes, every sacrifice was part of a cosmic cycle, a price paid to keep the universe alive.